Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most unprofessional professional podcast in the YouTube space, hosted by Zero Requiem. I'm with my guy, Ultdemon, Kevin.
Yo, what up, everyone?
Yeah. So we're gonna be kind of doing we were gonna do this last night, at least, or as of the time of this recording, the day prior, but we just skipped it out to today so we can let all the Summerslam festivities just kind of marinate as well. But Um, before we get into the specifics of this match of all the matches, Kev, what would you give this rating for SummerSlam? Like on a scale of 1 to 10.
All right, from 1 to 10, I give it like a 8.5 because it was better than fucking WrestleMania.
I agree.
I gotta
I
lie.
I would I probably would I'm going to go a little lower. I'm just going to say an 8 out of 10. It was definitely a lot better than WrestleMania, but the problem with I would say SummerSlam is that it started hot. The contents of it kind of were varying even on both nights, and then both ended strong, which is exactly
So,
what I wanted for SummerSlam, because as long as it had a good end, I ain't gonna complain.
yeah, that's true. Not just that, but just like it's kind of like first time doing SummerSlam, like 2 days, so they really had to like go all out for this.
Yeah. And I would say probably like the saddest thing though is that despite it being a 2 night event, the fact that there was a couple omissions from those being in the event, like some of the obvious ones. I was actually surprised Damian Priest was not on this because I'm like, the dude's from New York. Why don't you give the New York dude this?
Yeah, but he didn't have like anything like going on. I think
It
because
was
right
just
now
a
is
Alistair Black match on SmackDown, and I'm like, why wasn't
yeah.
this? But they could have made this a SummerSlam match. But
No, because honestly, it would have been fine like the way that it currently is, like just at SmackDown. Because imagine just trying to have them like on the match for fucking for SummerSlam. It's kind of like you know how there's times where it's like we're always thinking, oh, this should have just been a Raw, or this shouldn't just have been like SmackDown, just
this
regular
is
match.
this
I
was one of
honestly
them.
thought, yeah, this was one of them.
Well, I can definitely tell you this. One at least one of the matches on this card should have been a just a regular episode, but they decided to go with it. But we'll talk about
Night
that.
two.
No, and night one, but we'll talk about that one later. Actually, like two matches should have been with the level with the way they were. They were not pay per view matches, in my opinion. They were just kind of matches to fill out the card. But we'll talk about those a little later.
Yeah, like honestly, I feel like they should had Julia. Like
Yeah, Julia was a big one. Like I was like, I'm amazed the U.S. title. Like, why is Julia not on this? Like
actually, they haven't been using her on SmackDown either.
that is tragic. Like of all the
I
people,
think like yeah, I think her last I think she had a match like Friday,
yeah,
and then they
it was.
introduced like someone else.
Oh yeah, she has Kiana James as her manager now. Some shit
Yeah.
like that. And I was just like, damn, I haven't seen Kiana James in over a fucking year, or at least what felt like it. Uh, but
Was she NXT?
yeah, she was a NXT call up, and then I think
Okay, then
she
yeah.
only had like two matches, and then got injured supposedly. Yeah, something like that. Like that's how forgettable it was. I was just like, oh yeah, she's on the main roster now.
Oh, it was kind of like how Chelsea Green was when she first started. She got injured
Yeah, yeah. When
twice.
yeah, exactly, kind of like how Chelsea Green's like first run was compared to now. Yeah. Um. Well, that's just how SmackDown is, and then also the fact that LA Knight and Penta were not on this, I was like, God damn it.
I would have loved to have Penta
Well,
like
Penta's is kind
on.
of the weird one because it's like now because he's in this sort of feud with the Seth Rollins faction, and then LA Knight is just criminal. Like that man kind of it was carrying your SummerSlams, and then all of a sudden he's not on this one.
Yeah, especially tonight. But again, I feel like this could have been like a fucking like night two for the US title.
Yeah.
But again, just,
Squeaky ass chair.
squeak,
but
squeak.
but yeah, that one. Those were kind of like the ones I'm like I'm amazed. I'm like I'm surprised these guys were not on the card, but it is what it is. But nonetheless, I would like you said you gave 8.5 out of 10 with SummerSlam. I give it an 8 just to kind of balance each other out. Overall,
I just do it. I just do it because of the fucking like ending. That surprise ending that
the
night too.
endings were what Carrie did for you.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. They definitely were the best parts of SummerSlam. But all right, I guess we should get right into it. Start. All right, we're gonna start with night one. It which was Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Big Bronson Reed. All I gotta say, hot start. Like I said, it was a hot start. Right? I enjoyed this match. This really put all these guys did really well. Especially like I think Braun Break. This was like the Braun Breaker. Like oh, we're gonna push this guy to be a superstar into the future for like a decade.
For Braun, yeah, honestly.
Yeah, I was so happy that Braun Breaker got to show out. You know what was crazy though? We didn't get a Frankensteiner from him on this match, which I was like, oh damn! I just noticed that. I was like, we did not get a Frankensteiner at all. But still,
Because in my opinion, I think like because most of the match was really just outside instead of like inside the
yeah,
ring.
it was a lot of outside shenanigans. The Braun Breaker spearing Roman though through the fucking barricade. I was actually like scared that somebody was gonna be behind that barricade or like it was gonna go flying out to hit somebody. I was like, oh my god.
Did Roman spear Braun through a barricade too?
uh,
Because I remember
I think he did.
they spear. I think yeah, because I think they
It was
did.
yeah. I think it was
Braun
first
did.
Roman and then it was Braun.
No, I thought it was Braun because he speared him through the timekeeper, and then Roman speared him like to the actual like security
Oh
barricade.
wait, yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm mixing up. I'm mixing it up. My bad. But yeah, that spot was pretty crazy though.
Dude, it was pretty crazy, and it was fucking pretty awesome.
Yep. Then also fucking Bronson Reed running around with the Shula Fala. I'm like,
Dude, oh my
I
fucking.
can't believe they actually gave a name to that, and I was just like, oh my goodness, this is straight menace activity. I loved it.
Well, yeah, they had to give a name to it, dude. It's like you can't just fucking steal someone's shoes, not fucking do and not name like how you're fucking stealing like the shoes. It had to be.
Because what is it? Bronson Reed is the tribal thief or something like that. Is that what it was?
Yeah, yeah.
Tribal thief and Shula Fala. I think that's just such a clever, but it's just so clever of a name to go with. Although tragic, we didn't get to see Paul Heyman get fucking speared, but that's fine.
I
We were,
think that's what
I
everyone
think I
was
think
like
that was
out
our
for.
fantasy. That was just like a fantasy booking spot for us.
Yeah, honestly, I just feel like uh they're saving it for like later on.
Maybe for like a bigger, like maybe a WrestleMania spot.
No, I feel like a Survivor Series kind of spot.
Okay, fair. That's fair enough. um, but I'd probably say, but yeah, overall, this was a really good match. It was a fun match. It didn't need it to. It did what it needed to do. I will say the one thing that I keep always like yelling in our group chat is that fucking Jey Uso doing the run back every time. I'm like, this motherfucker emoting mid match like drives me insane.
Dude, I think that's what really hype up the people.
Oh yeah, of course. But I was like, every time I see it, I was like, oh my fucking god, this man is literally emoting mid match. He hasn't even won yet. He's just like running back.
again, it's just enjoyable. Not just
Mm-hmm.
that, but just like, dude, when he fucking like did that run back, they got Roman, and he just fucking jumped like off, like just stopped, like
Yeah, that was like the most natural. I was like, wow, that was very smooth of a transition just to go straight into the fight. Just
yeah.
yeah, but yeah, I'd say over. But aside from that, like I said, I give this out of 10. I give this match 9 out of 10. It was a fun match. It was fun. Not
Yeah.
there were a couple like some of the high flying spots. Especially the Roman one kind of scared me because I was like, oh my god, I think he overshot it.
Oh yes, when he like went over
Like
the rope.
if you like for anyone who watches like that spot, you could see kind of like I was like, oh, he launched himself, but then like luckily they were basically able to like literally just flip him on his back just to kind of like keep
Yeah,
him just to
yeah,
protect him, and I was like, oh, that was a good save.
yeah. Because honestly, it was kind of like um when he did it. I think it's like his first time like doing something like over the rope.
In like a while, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, because yeah, Roman never really does that like too often nowadays. Like it's definitely
yeah. He's
like
not.
a high spot that's saved for like bigger matches.
Yeah, but again, it's like it was good. It was
It's a good match. It's we can't complain about it. It was a
no,
very good start. Uh
but god damn, it just like every fucking time.
yeah. All right. The next match is Judgment Day with Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Not gonna lie, this was a better match than I was expecting. Because I thought it was just gonna be a whatever match, like kind of just a throwaway. But I thought it was a solid match. It was okay.
Honestly, yeah, I still kind of feel like Judgment Day Trend just kept like the fucking titles,
Yeah,
but I feel like they're trying to like build up like something like towards
what it could be is maybe they're building dissension like again, but I think that's also with the looming Liv Morgan return. That could be what it is. Like
honestly.
maybe they go on a losing streak and they start getting frustrated at each other and then eventually there's going to be like Liv Morgan returns, she attacks Roxanne Perez and then it becomes the whole Judgment Day Civil War thing.
I kind of feel like it could be that, or I feel like they're gonna save it for like Clash of Paris, and then just fucking big, or they're gonna try like add someone else and replace like Raquel.
Ooh. Who would you replace some Raquel with though? That's the real question. Like maybe like a call up or
Yeah,
okay. I wonder who would fit that though. Because the thing with Raquel is that you is she's the powerhouse. Hmm. I'm not
Tanya
the
another powerhouse, but who though?
see. That's the problem. There's the only other powerhouse wrestler that I could think of would realistically like that could join Judgment Day would be like Nia Jax, but that would be it. Unless there's someone else I'm forgetting right now. That's because Rhea is doing her own thing.
Yeah,
Like she's not gonna be like going back to take the Judgment Day. Um, yeah, that's like yeah, it's literally like Nia Jax is doing her own thing too with at NXT. So that one's a I don't know. That's gonna be hard to pick like a replacement for Raquel specifically because she fits a particular role that Rhea left. So that's tough. That's a tough one.
yeah,
But
but
they could also just be
I
all slimy heels like usual.
yeah.
So I can't complain about that. Uh, but I will say I was surprised. I was like, oh damn, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair actually got a fucking got the tag titles. I don't. The only thing I'm wondering is how long is this supposed to last?
Again, let's see like what happens.
Yeah, I don't know. If you were gonna take a guess, how long this title reign is gonna last, what are you thinking?
If they're trying to do it until like what's her until Liv comes back, I say because how long
Liv,
ago she got injured?
maybe like 3 months ago, give or take.
Yeah, and they see they were out. She was out for like
Six,
to
six.
6.
They're going with
I,
full. She's going on full rehab and everything on that shoulder. So, hmm,
I give her like another fucking I give him like a 3 months
about three
before
months.
she
Yep,
returns.
I'd say
Yeah.
that's a decent amount of time. So like, so 3 months. So around Survivor Series or whatever December is.
Survivor Series
Yeah.
or no or that paper that they say they're gonna make for John Cena.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Survivor Series is probably like the best choice for them to drop the titles, and then maybe that's when we'll get the Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte Flair like feud going on, or they stay as a tag team too. I wouldn't mind that either because they're working very well.
Yeah.
So, but personally for me, I mean, aside from that, I mean, I give this like 7.5 out of 10. This was a better match than I was expecting, but I didn't really have too crazy of expectations for it. I just said I just want to see these women like just go out there do their thing, and they did it.
Honestly, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Um, Moving on, and what I unfortunately would say is kind of the worst match of both nights, and this is a should have been on Raw moment. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Cross. It was a match. That's all I could say.
I kind of feel like their match at Night of Champions was better.
See, the problem was is that I was gone or I was away from my home when that happened, and from what you were telling me, it seemed like it was pretty fucking good
Yeah, it was fucking pretty good. Like
that time.
during that time.
Yeah, that sucks. So yeah, I'm gonna be upfront. Like, this match was like the Hail Mary for Karrion Cross to stay. This was such a average match that I was just like, not even Sammy could carry this. The one thing I will say, storytelling was there, but aside from that, kind of boring. This was a kind of boring match. I kind of stared at my phone most of the time.
Honestly, I was working, so I was paying attention to the match. But when people came in, like were asking like questions, I kind of like I was mostly just listening to it because I had like my
Your AirPod.
earbuds on.
Hmm. Yeah, this match was very average. This, to be quite honest, probably the worst one of the card. Like I said, should have been a Monday Night Raw, and I feel bad for Karrion Cross because he was putting in that fucking effort, but oh man, like like I said, the best thing to come out of this match was the fact that he can still be a good storyteller, especially when they kept tempting Sammy with the lead pipe. That I
Yeah,
think was the best part. Aside from that, it was just a match, and that was it.
yeah.
Okay, and the next match that came after Sammy versus Karrion Cross was Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton, the WWE. Wow, I can't speak. WWE Women's Championship match. So I'm gonna be honest. This was a good match. It just then ended. That's the one thing I will say. It just ended, and I was like, "What? Like, I thought we were gonna get like at least a 15-minute match. No, this ended in like 10."
Really.
Yeah, it did not go long. I was just like, this did not feel long for a match. But I mean,
I I
I will say this: Tiffany and like I said, Tiffany and Jade was a really good match. It was just that's it. You literally could blink and be like, oh, it's over.
Yeah, because honestly, again, I feel like this match should have been. They should have done it longer.
Hmm. Especially for it being a
Cause
championship match specifically.
yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, why wasn't this
A longer match.
like a longer match? Yeah, because it felt like so quick. Like I just again it.
You know what it
I
felt
watched
like?
it.
Grandpa Simpson
I
literally walking through the door, putting his hat on the coat rack, does the 180, and then goes back out the door. That's what it felt like.
yeah, honestly,
Yeah, but I mean, some of the spots that were pretty cool. At least when Cargill did the when she did the jaded and then she overturned Tiffy, I was just like, okay, that's clever to have her like overturn it and her foot. And this was something I noticed. There was a lot of feet just hitting the ropes, and I was just like, damn, that's tragic. But yeah, I don't know. I thought this match went from being really good to oh, okay.
again, I didn't feel like there was a build up to it. So I got
This was tragically like not even built up like properly.
yeah, because honestly, I don't think they were really focusing like on uh Jade. And
Yeah.
then I think they were like they just leave Tiffany like as champion because again it did not like there was no build up like
Yeah.
towards it.
Yeah, I think
Like
would this have proper build up? I think this match would have been like significantly better, but because the lack of a build up and then the length of the match being kind of like what it was, like I think this unfortunately was trying to be like what Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte was, but with worse build up and a subpar match at the end. So,
yeah,
and I'm seeing like everyone on the wrestling community like saying this match was better than expected. I was like, I don't know what match you guys were watching. This seemed really boring. Like at time, like it had again. This was kind of one of those had spots, and then it just ended. And mind you, this is a championship match. This ain't no exhibition.
yeah.
So I don't know what people were watching. I gave this match like a 6 out of 10. I'm only giving it a the only reason I'm giving it a 6 is was the fact that it was actually a pretty good match. It's just unfortunately it was hurt by length and build up. That's the best way I could describe it.
Honestly, yeah, because the I feel like if they would have built it up more, because then again, like Jade uh wasn't feuding with Naomi anymore. Naomi was like on Raw. Now it's like what can you do with this? Like how like if they wanted like Jade to be a champion, they should have just built her up, or they should have like give her that push. I feel like they didn't give her that push, or they thought she was ready, but it was like still kind of like too early. And then like with Tiffany Stratton, she's just been killing it as a champion.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely it seems like they don't know what to do with Jade cuz this
Yeah,
was really relying on because I mean this whole time prior to what happened at Evolution or
yeah,
Revolution, whatever,
no,
the women's pay-per-view.
yeah,
Everything that was happening prior to that women's pay-per-view, we were expecting Naomi to be the cash in on Jade, but because it happened early, granted, probably one of the best swerves like in a while. Actually, well, now that got just overshadowed by what we're going to talk about later. Uh, this unfortunately just was. This was definitely affected by that by like so much. And if the supposed rumors about people saying like they don't view Jade Cargill on the same level as Rhea Ripley, I feel that's tragic. That's a Because Jade has been putting in that work. Like ever since she joined WWE, she's definitely gotten a lot better compared to before. But the fact that if that's what's happening, I'm very worried about her career.
Because yeah, honestly, I feel like her being here is way better than her being in.
AEW because she was green as grass, dude. Like I don't know if you ever seen a Jade Cargill match around AEW, but like you could definitely tell there was a base. It's just she needed a lot of refinement to her work.
I honestly felt like they shouldn't just put Jade in NXT and then have her build her up instead of being in the main roster like
Yeah,
directly.
I feel like she would have benefited so much out of an NXT run of sorts,
Yeah,
especially with the women now. Like actually, even at that point, the women were killing it. It is what it is. Um, but at least the next two matches were pretty fucking. They were pretty fucking good. Uh, so the match before the main event was Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. And this was kind of like the best of this was like the best and worst of both worlds when it came to this match. What one being that it's great to see that celebrities are actually getting in, getting really into like wrestling matches, but I will admit that this kind of does leave a very precarious situation with the WWE, kind of like relying on that star power when they have a lot of talent that could have been used on this card, but
I,
their spots were given up for a celebrity.
I don't think so. Like I feel like because again, like I feel like when it came to when Bad Bunny had his match,
Mm-hmm.
like with Damian Priest or when he was in the Royal Rumble, where he's like actually like um I think he had a tag team match
It was a tag team
with
match,
Damian.
and then he had the street fight, and then he had a Royal
Yeah,
Rumble appearance.
yeah. Again, I feel like with Bad Bunny when he did it, he was actually putting in that work.
Mm-hmm.
Now where Jetty Roll was
He was,
putting in that work.
he put in the work. He even took a fucking table spot, which is something not a lot of people would want to do.
Yes.
Like, and that's what
So
I
I'm
go on. Sorry.
so so I kind of get like your point, but at the same time, it's like if that celebrity is willing to like do stuff like that, like take those spots, take them hits, and just go on like that. Okay, I believe it's worth it. But if it's kind of like how Travis Scott was, where it's just like
It's like the
just
worst of
appearing
it.
worst of it, and then not putting in that work or effort. Yeah, I kind of get it. Like, yeah, I wouldn't want to do that fucking. I wouldn't want that celebrity like getting in the ring. But again, it's like with Jetty Roll was perfect.
Oh yeah,
Like
he definitely
I don't have any.
wanted to. It's like Jelly
Yeah,
Roll really wanted to be on this, and it's good to see that. But yeah, like like I said, this is why I say this is the best and worst of both worlds when it comes to wrestling. Because number one is obviously like getting that celebrity, and just the fact that it's fucking Jelly Roll. Not only he's big right now, but he's also the fact that he put in so much effort to get in wrestling shape and to do just wrestling in general. That's very commemorative of him. That's for sure. And the fact that he's in the ring with basically like some of the best right now. Like shit, even though we hate Logan Paul as a person, but goddamn is he a good ass wrestler though.
I think it's because he's like athletic. That's why.
He is, yeah, Logan is definitely like a pure anomaly when it comes to this cuz like it's he's polarizing cuz yes, he's highly athletic, but his heat is not because he's being a bad guy in the ring. It's just people don't like him. Like, just simply put, just people do legit don't like him. But
Uh, again,
he's marketable,
yeah,
which is the part that sucks. Is that he's super marketable on top of it.
I think because fucking his whole YouTube shit and everything. But
Prime.
again, yeah, Prime. But prior, like, say, like, if Logan tried it, like, when he was like younger, I felt like it would have been more of a fucking build up instead of like doing it now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
but yeah, but at the same time, it's like when he was younger, he kind of like messed up with the whole fucking Japan shit. So it's kind of like,
Yeah, I mean, fucking Dom almost like Dom was pushing that shit. I still remember on the fucking
dude,
impulsive. Dom being a
Dom,
heel, no matter fucking what.
dude, and I feel like everyone was talking about that shit too. Of fucking Dom
Hmm.
just like pushing it, like just pushing like Logan's like buttons like toward that shit.
That
It's
was no, I was just like, I love Dom for doing that. I was just like, oh my god, he's being an asshole, and I love it. Yeah, but
again, it's like
that,
that shit was funny.
yeah, that was funny. But I will say, now there was a reports about like that our prediction was about to be true, but I guess they changed it last minute. Which, to be quite honest, I don't mind because it is kind of funny that Logan Paul has had a like a hilarious like if you think about it, like he has a pretty big losing streak, and I think this was more of I think it's better for Drew to finally get a win on something because like
Well, he did win at SummerSlam against Damian Priest in that fucking
you mean WrestleMania?
what was it? Yeah, WrestleMania.
Yeah, but I feel the problem is like even, but I mean aside from that match though, like think about it, I feel like Drew has been kind of like up and down, like in terms of his win loss record. And for Randy,
Yeah.
like it honestly doesn't even matter whether he wins or loses. He still looks good no matter what. Like he's still definitely going to be a champion at some point, like before he hangs it up. Like that's what I'm thinking, at least for Randy. So I don't think this would hurt Randy too much on the loss. And the fact that Jelly Roll actually took the pin, that's still the crazy part. I was just like, oh shit, he took the pin.
Yeah, that and I think fucking that table spot is like what fucking killed them the most.
Yeah, I think the table spot. I was like, I think Jelly Roll. I think he might have regretted the spot because he definitely looked really slow. Trying to get through that. I was like, he got gassed like so much. Especially, and mind you, this is also factoring that Logan Paul got that almost like Montez Ford fucking height off that fucking frog splash. I was like, holy shit.
Oh, I know.
But it was you know what? It was a solid match. I had this a little lower than expected. I'm gonna bump it to an 8. It was enjoyable. It was exactly what it needed to be. It didn't, and I loved it. I think it was a pretty good match.
Yeah, honestly, I was gonna say like that's like a that was an 8.
It's an 8 out of 10 match. I had it at seven and
Yeah.
a half. I'm gonna give it an 8. It was, you know, everyone did their part. And Jelly Roll, I would say, is the MVP of that match, just because, again, put in the work. He took a pretty big spot and he took the pin, which I was like, damn, that usually never happens. Like the guest celebrity never takes a pin. It's usually just they always win. So
True, but I kind of feel like because if people like fucking like if people saw the leak for it, they were like, "Fuck, we gotta like change it," because
yeah,
then it kind of just ruins for everyone when they fucking leak shit.
yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, that's what just dirt sheets are nowadays. But still, it was an overall fun match. Okay, now the main event of night one: Gunther versus CM Punk, for the heavyweight championship. I'm gonna be upfront. I think this was definitely match of the night for me. I love the slow, methodical, kind of like pacing of the match, especially with Gunther just the reason that Gunther always loses. He always talks trash.
Yeah. So then also like I kind of feel like God, that was
It was such a good
like
match. Like,
it was a good match, but like towards the end, it's like you could literally tell like fucking Punk was like just like he was
he,
gassed out. Like
oh,
he
he
couldn't
was
go.
out
Like
of it. The fact that because that match went on for like,
that shit was like 30 to like 45 minutes, I believe.
yeah, that was a long match. I was like, damn. I think shout outs to Punk for not at the fact that he's at the age that he is and that he went that far. I was just like, dude, this is impressive. Like, nonetheless,
Yeah, dude's putting in that work.
I mean, for someone who's pushing 50, and the fact that he can go 30 to 45. Granted, he was starting to get a little slower, but still, just the fact that he was able to go that long, especially with Gunther of all people, because Gunther
Oh yeah,
never looks gassed like whatsoever. And then again, he's younger and he's more built compared to like Punk now. But
true. And then not just that, but with Gunther them fucking like that chop because fucking CM Punk was always trying to like uh dodge the fucking chops, but that fucking
oh,
chop that like once he landed, I was like, God damn.
it's just like, oh my god, it's just like every time Gunther gives the chop, dude, it's just like I wonder how many people like say I hate this. I'm still waiting
I
for the
wonder.
I'm still waiting for us to see Gunther versus Penta and see how how that turns out.
It was funny because they had like a what you call it a house show
Yeah, the house
and
show match.
Gunther was yeah and Gunther was versus Penta.
Yep. That's honestly a dream match too, or to be on a PLE or anything really. But I would say yeah, overall, actually, before I even say that rating. So our prediction obviously, you had Punk winning, me and Trev had Gunther retaining the title. But you
Yeah.
were right for 5 minutes and 10 seconds
God damn.
because we all got worked. We got worked. And I'm so glad that's what happened. And I was like, oh my god, they're building the shit out of this feud. Because Seth Rollins' music hits, comes out in the crutches, and he has the knee brace. And I'm sure it was like Seth is reminding Punk that he still has time to cash in on Punk. And then he turns around, stops, drops the crutches, takes off the knee brace, full sprint. He's going full sprint, blood in the water, takes out Punk with the briefcase, cashes in, curb stomp, 1, 2, 3. And Seth Rollins is your new heavyweight champion.
Again, that I honestly again that just reminded me of my fucking childhood because of fucking when he did to Jeff Hardy.
Uh,
Like after
did you
Jeff Hardy
see,
went to that
speaking of, did you
that
see the
and
tweet from Matt?
yeah yeah.
That was so I'm like, oh my fucking god. The pettiness is hilarious. But
I don't uh, I don't think it was even depending on this. I think it was just fucking. They were like, you know what? I'm just gonna say it just to like fucking like
pour salt into the wound.
yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely I think what's funny is the fact that not only did Matt Hardy say something, but also Drew McIntyre said something too. Because of course Drew has to say something. And I love the edited photo or they photoshopped Drew when he did the selfie at WrestleMania this year. with the shot of
Yeah.
Punk on the ground and Seth Rollins' faction like holding the title. That was just so good. I love the fact that we got worked. Like the thought behind my head was always that maybe Seth was actually fine and we were getting worked, and goddamn, the fact that all the reporters got worked too. I was like, this is why wrestling is great. The magic of wrestling when you have something like this happen, and in this era, that's impressive.
And again, it's like because again, I feel like they were using it to lie to people, like whenever like they were posting
They
anything
always
like on
get
social
kept giving the
media.
report Seth is injured, Seth is injured, and we don't know when he'll be back.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, it's fucking
It's great. It's great, man.
again. It's like it's great, but at the same time, it's like, dude, I can't believe they fucking like they were. I'm not gonna say teasing. They were just making sure like it was a game leak. It was a game leak because I think like if it got leaked, it would have fucking just ruined like the whole.
The main event, yeah.
Yeah.
But thank God that's what happened. Um, Now this does kind of unfortunately what I have to mention earlier. That kind of means that LA Night match at Saturday Night's main event kind of felt like it got shafted in the process still. So I'm like, my question now is obviously we're probably gonna get a long term build up with CM Punk versus Seth Rollins because I think Seth Rollins is carrying that title into next year to WrestleMania, so we can finally get the Punk versus Seth Rollins heavyweight match. That's what I'm thinking. But the only thing
Uh,
that's going,
no, I was gonna say I feel like they're gonna do it, or they're gonna have it where kind of like how where it was with Rhea pinning Liv on Survivor Series. I kind of feel like it's gonna do like uh Punk's faction versus like Seth's faction, and then just go from there, and then like
ooh,
having
you're
Punk.
saying Punk is getting a faction. Interesting.
Well, not faction, but just having like people
Like who are gonna help
joining
him?
him. Yeah,
So it's kind of like partners out of like sort of like we have a common enemy. So like maybe that sets up a War Games match too. But then again, I think that's gonna. Well, yeah, I don't think Bloodline's gonna be doing anything this time around. So we might get an actual like a War Games CM Punk's faction versus Seth Rollins faction. Although you have to fill out then two people, which assuming Austin Theory is actually going to be cleared by then, that's likely who's going to be on that faction, and then maybe an Ethan Page.
mm,
I mean, just an idea, but you have to fill out two more members then, if that's the case.
yeah, that's actually true.
Because you do need a yeah, because that faction obviously out of that entire faction, Bronson Reed is going to be the only one that's going to be taking pins for the most part. It's like literally like Bronson Reed, Seth Rollins, and Braun Breaker will be like the most protected out of that faction because obviously he's going to be the one that's built up. And if you get a fourth guy, that fourth or fifth guy has to be the one that can eat the pins and still look good, which is obviously Austin Theory, Ethan Page. Just my opinion.
Yeah, but with War Games is fucking all about what you call it.
It's all the teams, and then
Uh, yeah. So it's basically it's whoever like who are they gonna have to pin? Like who's gonna be the one taking the pin to like uh
for Punk's faction to win, whoever is
yeah.
lining themselves up with Punk. Because that's the other thing. Who the hell is lining themselves up with Punk? Because we obviously know it's probably gonna be Jey Uso and Sammy at least. Who the hell are the other two? Maybe I mean, Roman could do it out of convenience, but then that there's tension still with them.
Uh, I want to say Jimmy, but Jimmy's maybe.
Well, Jimmy's on SmackDown, but maybe he maybe he jumps brands. I don't know. That's actually
But there were
tough. That's actually
there were
tough.
talks of him like jumping brands.
Which it would make sense. I think at this point you should just. Although the problem is that it seems like the that bloodline story is gonna still keep going, which I just, god damn it, I hate that it's still going. Like this is now reaching the point of okay, can we like cut this shit like now?
Yeah,
Whatever.
honestly, because it's like
It was it was good with
it,
Roman, and then it was good maybe, and it was kind of decent after at
with
that point.
uh it was kind of
I
like
don't.
mid after, but
Yeah.
I just feel like it's just them adding like more of their family members, and then
Although Jason,
uh
just yeah, fucking JC Mateo or Jeff
yeah,
Cobb, fucking adding Jeff Cobb, and then Hikuleo or Talatonga now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that. We'll talk about that storyline a little later, but but
no, but again, it's kind of like it's like this whole fucking new bloodline shit and everything is kind of like just adding their own family members. I get it, it's family, but it's like you guys literally have like so much time, especially on SmackDown since they're switching it. I think they switched
they're
it
already
from
back to 2
2 hours
hours,
now.
so they kind of
Yeah.
they do take up a time. They do take up a time slot, so it's yeah. The only thing they're good at is making Jacob Fatu still look good. That's the thing. That's the only thing they've been good at. Jacob Fatu still looks like legit. But we'll move on from that. Well, we'll probably talk about that later. But Gunther versus CM Punk, I gave this match a 10 out of 10. This was my match of the night for night one, especially with the biggest ruse of the century.
Yeah, honestly.
It was a very good match. I can see why people wouldn't like this match just because how slow paced it was, but I liked it, and it's because it makes sense for Gunther. And also, before we move to night two, thoughts and prayers go to Gunther because it did come out in a report that he did have some kind of nose injury a few days ago. So we wish him a speedy recovery over here at Off the Top.
So yeah, when they were talking about him with that broken nose, dude, it's again that fucking spot, and then he was just
I
busted
liked how
open.
they they played into it too. Like I think that was the best part out of it. And I was like, oh, they played into that shit. That's clever. And the fact that he was bleeding too, I was like, oh, I love that what they're going with this. So very clever. What I am kind of wondering though is what if Gunther does the kind of like the undashing Cody Rhodes thing where he has like a face mask.
I know, right?
That would look fucking clean. Gunther with the face mask. I'd like that. All right. But at this point though for SummerSlam, what would you give night one's rating? I would probably give it like a personally like a 7 out of 10. It was hot start, hot end, very mid content in the middle.
I think like that was like the whole fucking part of the like for the mid cards, just to like have them like not like have the beginning to start up hot, and then just have them kind of like
Try to fill out the middle.
yeah, like the middle, just like it's not like oh we're gonna like push it or whatever. It's just
Just do what
it,
you can.
yeah, just do what you can, and then main event just fucking like blast it out the water.
Yeah. Yep. I'd say that's fairly accurate for night one. But night two is a pretty big opposite from that though. I will happily admit because again so let's just start from the top of the card. Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley versus Naomi for the Women's World Championship. So yes, it was not to the levels of Bianca Belair versus Io versus Rhea, but it was pretty good still nonetheless.
Again, it's like I don't feel like they were trying to like recreate like WrestleMania, like night two. I think they just wanted to have, you know, they wanted to start hot on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. It was definitely just like a good start. Um, I do like the I do like the fact that that Naomi really scouted out a lot of things, like specifically the EO spot where she was gonna do the moonsault onto Naomi, but and she
Yeah.
dodges out of it. I was like, that's smart. I like that spot. Still, nonetheless, I think it's a very this was a good match. This definitely set the pace for night two. We obviously picked Naomi to retain this title, and I honestly think she might go into this until like Survivor Series, maybe or maybe whatever. Maybe Crown Jewel as well. Actually, no, wait, she's probably gonna be competing with Tiffy.
Well, you can't forget about what you call it, um, Tasha Paris, because she's is going against Stephanie Vaquer.
Do you think she's gonna drop the title to Vaquer though, or do you think? Because I feel like she's gonna. Because like personally for me, I think Naomi might still retain that title. As much as I love Stephanie, I feel like Naomi's gonna win it, win that match through obviously like just dirty tricks.
Again, I kind of feel like what you call it? I I think it's just gonna be the buildup. Like,
Just,
how's the buildup gonna be like for it?
true, true. They only have like what
Yeah,
2 weeks, like 2 3 weeks now, huh?
yeah. They it's basically like 2 3 weeks because it's basically towards the end of
It's towards the end of August. That's right.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's just see how the buildup is. But yeah, I don't know. For me personally, I think like I want to see this Naomi run go a little longer. Like I wouldn't mind if she retains it at Clash in Paris, but hey, if Vaquer wins it, fuck it, I'm down with it.
Like everyone will be down with it.
Booker needs to come go on the Raw commentary team for a certain reason, that's for sure.
No, he has to go on the Raw. No, not Raw. He has to go to Clash in Paris for that fucking
And then
match.
he's gonna be going crazy with the France audience, that's for sure.
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, but this match was the triple threat match, pretty good. I liked it. I liked it. Now this does leave a question though. What's going on with Io and Rhea? Because they definitely have the friendly rivalry thing going on. Maybe just okay. I just thought of something. Maybe, just maybe, they go for the tag titles.
Uh, I will want to say yes, but at the same time, it's like you do have the Kabuki Warriors back.
Ooh, that's true. That's true. Yep, you're right.
Yeah, so I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't want to like be like, okay, we're gonna give you guys the
Tag
tag
tag.
titles, and then
Because
yeah, and
Kabuki
then
Warriors
when
have more of a case to win it because they did. Oh yeah, they faced off Judgment Day. Like what was it last week or 2 weeks ago?
I believe it was 2 weeks ago because I think last
Yeah.
week was AJ Styles versus AJ Styles with the Kabuki Warriors versus
Yes,
Judgment
that's
Day.
right. That's right. That's right. You're right. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's going on with Ia. Or oh my god, wow, that's a ship name, Ia. All right. And then again, I mean, I think it has, like I said in the predictions episode, I think it's been long overdue. Like I think we need to let the other women kind of like breathe because Io and Rhea Ripley are always going to be. You can rely on them; they're always going to be on the top of the card. But I want to see like other talent. Or hmm. Hmm.
Honestly, I think that's why I feel like they're pushing Stephanie Vaquer at the moment. But again, I kind of feel like they need a manager for her. Not just because like I feel like she does good promos, but I think like uh just her still learning like how to speak English.
She needs like a pretty good mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Maybe Nikki Bella does it. I don't know. Although she's wrestling too, so
Yeah, but she's not gonna be like wrestling as much. And then she also what was it called? When she went against Piper Nevins, her implant actually got
that was
moved.
so fucking funny. I was like, I mean, if anyone has seen that spot, I was like, oh, that looked like it hurt. That's just that, and then it's like, oh, my implant went down my fucking rib cage. I was like, oh, yikes! But I mean, I'm sure. I mean, Stephanie is still, yeah, she's definitely kind of getting the whole Andrade effect, unfortunately, where she's like, she's really good in the ring, and then obviously her cutting promos. I mean, she's doing a lot. She's definitely cutting her promos pretty well in English, but obviously, it's not her first language.
Yeah, unfortunately. But again, uh, it depends like who they will have like a manager for her.
That's true because you need to have a really good manager because you can't just have like anybody be a manager. Like she needs a good one specifically. But only we'll see. We'll see with that one. Uh
Again, like it'll be cool to have fucking Paul Heyman as her manager, just for
damn, you want her to turn heel?
no, like not. I wouldn't want to say heel, well, turning heel, but I feel like with Paul Heyman, he could just elevate any fucking
That's
like
true.
superstar.
Well, I would say he could elevate any superstar unless that was Cesaro. Well, that's more of just tragic.
Wasn't Cesaro kind of like
He was just really
uh
no, he was just good in general. I'm just like it just kind of felt random that Cesaro was just paired with Paul Heyman. So it wasn't necessarily that he was bad. It just felt sort of random.
ah
So an old era, an old era in WWE. Uh, but all right. Moving on. And from this, what I was saying was hoping to be match of the night and maybe match of the weekend. I can safely confirm this is the this was number 2 for me in general. But we had the 6-pack TLC tag match, Wyatt Six versus DIY versus Motor City Machine Gun versus Street Profits versus Fraxium versus Andrade and Ray Phoenix. This was everything I wanted it to be in terms of a TLC match, and then some.
again, they had some fucking good spots.
Oh yeah, I love the fucking like all the like 4 table spots like that went outside. I was like, oh my fucking god, they really are going with the human car crash.
Cause again, it just like fuck. Because again, like okay, so they had like the Dudley Boys like watching. They had like
The Hardys.
yeah, the Hardys. It's like you cannot disappoint, especially when you have people who fucking literally
Made the
like
match.
two like 2 out of the 3 fucking tag teams who literally fucking elevated fucking TLC like
Mm-hmm.
matches.
I will say it is tragic though that Edge and Christian couldn't be there because they're under AEW contracts, that's just sad.
I feel like they were there, but they weren't
But they
like
were like hidden, like
yeah, they were like more like
Skybox maybe.
Skybox. Honestly, I feel like more like Skybox.
I'm sure they figured something out, or maybe they were backstage. Who knows? And they didn't say anything. Just saying that's a
Yeah,
possibility.
yeah, because honestly, like again, it's like Edge's contract ends in October. Who knows for Christians? But just like I feel like WWE would, well, or Triple H would just hit him up. Hey, we're having like a TLC match. You guys were
Want
like,
to be in the audience
being
for it at
part of
least.
TLC. Yeah, so like we just want to like at least have you guys like uh in the skybox or something, like
Mm-hmm.
because like see how like you guys like elevated, like how the new superstars are gonna take this like TLC match
Mm-hmm.
going.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, honestly, but aside from, obviously seeing like the old teams there, this was still a great fucking match. Kind of, it was like I said, it was exactly what I wanted out of a 6 pack TLC match because that's a lot of people to have in general. That's 12 people. And then that's not even counting obviously why the other members of the Wyatt 6 and then Nikki Cross, Candice LeRae and BFAB being involved as well.
True.
And and I think let's give a shout out to Candice LeRae though. Fucking taking the ladder spot from that height. I was like, "Oh my god, she is insane."
Dude, I know. Fucking tell me about it. When I saw that, I
You,
was like,
and I was like,
"Oh,
"How many
holy
like
shit,
who?" I'm like, who died? Who died in this match?" Like everyone kept dying and coming back.
dude!" But I honestly felt like for Candice LeRae, I think they like took her out in a fucking stretcher for that fucking.
No, I mean, maybe did probably just to sell it, but there was a backstage interview with DIY and Candice LeRae. They're fine.
Again, I didn't know Candice LeRae was married to
Gargano.
Gargano.
I'm
Yeah,
actually surprised you didn't know that. I thought I shared that with you.
like I know he had a kid, but I
You
didn't
didn't know
know
who it
like.
was with.
Yeah, because you know how like half of the time like when it comes to wrestlers, they do just marry like people like outside their
Like most of the time,
like
yes.
yeah, most of the times.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of yeah, so it's kind of like something like I thought he was married to someone like that wasn't a wrestler. I did not know it was like kind of sorry.
Yep. Well, now you know. But yeah, I think this was just such a good match. I was smiling from left to right, and this dude. Once I saw when I saw that the 4 tables being set up, I'm like, who's eating shit on that? I was expecting Street Profits to eat shit, but you know what? DIY taking it is fine with me too.
Honestly, yeah.
And I I think the and Fraxium, dude, like, oh my goodness, I'm like, when is this team getting the fucking titles? Because they're so fucking good.
When it comes to Fraxium, I honestly think uh because fuck again, like SmackDown's like tag division is fucking stacked. So it's
It's
like
too stacked, which is so. I mean, who knows? Maybe Fraxium, if this, whenever that WWE draft happens, maybe Fraxium moves because Raw needs it, and I think Fraxium
what the
would be that shakeup.
yeah, but again, I think I don't even think they're doing the draft this year. I think they're just waiting until next year because if they were doing the draft, it would have done like
It would have been
two
like,
weeks
yeah,
or
like,
two
mm-hmm,
after Mania.
true, true, but still, I mean, only time will tell if that ever even fucking happens. But overall, this was a this was a 10 out of 10 match for me, and it was a 10 out of 10
Oh yeah,
match until later.
dude. Again, that fucking spot where Montez Ford just fucking dude has hops, jumping over the fucking
Like that
the
corner. Dude,
the
yeah,
corner
I
with the
love.
heel
I'm like,
up.
I'm never not gonna be entertained by the fact that this motherfucker got got the fucking vert.
Like this dude literally has fucking hops.
Yeah, and even fucking Dawkins, like he kind of. I mean, he doesn't have the craziest like compared to Montez, but the fact that he can do it too, it's like shit. I'm just happy with this match. I was just happy.
Yeah, like again, honestly, it's like you had two out of the three people that were um that fucking like innovated fucking the TLC fucking like match. Like you can't
You
fucking
cannot disappoint these guys, and
yeah,
I'm
you
sure
can't.
they were happy with this. But all right, but we move. But moving on. Oh, and then of course, White Six retain the titles. My pick was right. I
Fuck,
that.
I don't even remember why I had the pick for this.
Um, I think we universally agreed that Wyatt Six was probably going to retain it. I think it was the only reason we said it though was because it kind of felt like they just sort of because of the fact that they just won it. I think this, but I think just to reiterate what you did say on that pod, I think it would have been better if the Wyatts won the title here instead of just some random SmackDown. This would have been the perfect spot for them. But hey, you know what? I'm not going to complain no matter what.
Oh yeah, yeah, yep. I remember saying that.
Next match. Honestly, this was another one of those. I didn't have like I wasn't gonna say I didn't have high expectations, but I wasn't expecting this to be that bad, and I was like, oh my god, this was violent through and through. Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria in a no DQ match. I'm just gonna say it. This is like number three for me. This was the number three like match of the night of SummerSlam too. Well,
Again,
no, number
it
four.
did not
Number four
it
for
did not
match of them.
yeah, it did not disappoint. Like that was I think like the whole point of it. Because again, it just the fucking build up to it, and then just doing it instead of just doing a fucking regular match, just doing a fucking street fight. It was great,
Yeah.
honestly. And then fucking some spots were fucking crazy.
I think what was more impressive was the fact that Lyra doing like about a good like what, maybe like a fourth of the match with the zip ties. It's just, like I was like, dude, Lyra's built for the future.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because fucking dude, getting tied up with zip ties, that's fucking hard.
That's already hard.
Fucking trying
So
to
you're already limiting your own move set because of that, and the fact that she did a fucking moonsault, obviously from the second row, but still, the fact that she did a moonsault being zip tied, that's kind of fucking hard to do.
it was on the second rope. I literally thought it was on the top rope.
It was the second. It was I had to be sure. I was like, that's on the second rope, isn't it? And I was like, yeah, that was second rope. So still, nonetheless, that's impressive for her to do that. But glad to see. Yeah, that's and then her hiding from Becky was funny though. I was just like the whole time I was like, where the fuck did Lyra go? And I was like, of
Dude,
course she's
like
under the
honestly,
ring,
yeah.
under the ring, and using the fucking fire extinguisher. And I was like, that's clever. But and then of course Bailey showing up. I was like, I had a feeling. I was like, Bailey has to show up at some point during this match, and I was right. And of course, she cost Lyra the fucking championship, which
I yeah, I honestly thought Bailey was just gonna pull out the ref and let the match continue. but she just fucking was there just in shock. I'm like, dude, no, don't be fucking there, fucking like grab the ref, grab something, fucking do
I know
something. Like,
that end. I was like, Bailey, just grab the ref. Just grab the ref, Bailey. Stop being in. And I'm like, God damn it. But that's fine with me because that likely means we're gonna get Becky versus Bailey probably at Clash in Paris, and maybe
I'm-
they're gonna probably try to. They're basically probably gonna just keep going with this fucking feud unless they actually get a new opponent for Becky.
yeah, but who for like the women's like IC title, like who?
My idea would quite honestly be if you want to give it to maybe help because Becky's a Grand Slam right now because she won the IC title because she has won the tag titles already with Lyra. She's multi-time women's champion. So I don't see why they wouldn't. Maybe they have Io and Rhea maybe go for it as well. Who knows?
No, she's not a Grand Slam champion until she gets like the US title.
Ooh, that's right. That's right. There is a on damn. Fucking Julia also. That's right. Thank you for reminding me. But still, I think we yeah, we need some. I think I want to see a new opponent for Becky. I have no fucking clue who you could do that with. It's either a call up or somebody else that we aren't
Uh,
thinking of.
you know what? Because I'm actually thinking about this person right now, Roxanne Perez, because they just lost the tag titles, so it's kind of like,
Maybe push her.
we lost,
Maybe give her
we
a
lost the
push.
tag.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would like that. Or maybe Roxanne Perez versus Lyra.
because then if you think about it, because Dom has the IC title.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine getting Roxanne Perez with the IC title,
Oh
and
yeah.
then just go with that fucking Dom and Roxanne are together, kind of like push
Mm-hmm.
uh for it. And so it's kind of like, oh, they're a matching couple. They're better
Then
than
it's like it's better
he's
than
better offered.
Dom and Liv, and it's like wait.
No, it's better than it's better Dom and Roxanne, and then the whole shit with fucking kicking out Liv Morgan goes from there.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. The only kind of issue with that though is then who's the face in this? Because I kind of really like this Becky Lynch heel run. That's kind of like the only dilemma about that. I would like it.
I
It's just Becky Lynch is too good of a heel right now.
I hate her fucking new music though.
Yeah, that new music is people are liking it. And I was like, I don't know what you guys are listening to. It's kind of mid, but again, maybe I think I just maybe need to listen to it a little bit more and I'll get used to it. But right now, it's mid as fuck. But yeah,
I just don't like it in general.
yeah. The Becky Lynch's old music is such a classic. Um, but overall, I gave this match 9 out of 10. This was a very good match. I wasn't 100% of a fan of the finish, but at the same time, it makes thematical sense.
Oh yeah, for
Becky versus Lyra.
yeah.
Yeah, it was solid. It was a good
Yeah,
match. It was exactly what I expected it to be.
yeah, because honestly, like like it hit its marks. The only thing, like, I just kind of wish like Lyra kind of won it. Now it's like kind of like, what's Lyra gonna do since she doesn't have
A title.
an opportunity to get the IC title? So what's
Wasn't.
the game plan now for her?
I mean, my only other guess would realistically be like maybe they could try to do the women's championship after Clash in Paris, but that's just a thought.
Honestly, true, but it's like, again, the women's division is fucking stacked.
it is a pretty stacked division. Like it's kind of getting like not gonna lie, like with both of them, they're pretty fucking good. They're pretty well balanced. Obviously, NXT's hilariously stacked, but still, that's she's got options. Hold on, I'm getting text from her. I'll let you know later after. Um, but next match on the card, uh, Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu in a steel cage match for the U.S. Championship. I thought it was just okay. I wasn't too impressed by this match. Like it was for what it was. It felt tame for a steel cage match.
Honestly, it was. I don't give a fucking.
I might be a little
I don't
too
know. I feel like
generous with my rating, but I think what helped it was the fact that at least we got a Fatu moonsault off the top of the cage. At least,
yes, but I wanted that on fucking Solo, not fucking
yeah, not
off.
not fucking JC Mateo and
Yeah.
Tongaloa. I don't know. This was an okay match. It was a very tame steel cage match. Um, of course, Jimmy Uso getting involved on the outside, and yeah, this it was just whatever. It was a match. Let's just say that much. It was a match.
Yes, and then again, I kind of felt like eh, I'm like, if you have him fucking in a steel cage and you want him to unleash his
The werewolf.
on like
Why?
if you have him like off the fucking like off the leash, like fucking let him go off the leash. Don't tame the match, because then I feel like it could have been like better and crazier.
Yeah, I feel like this definitely had more room to grow. Overall,
Uh
like
huh.
this was like I wouldn't say this was the worst solo match because there's definitely been worse matches for solo. And this was just a above average Jacob match. So this is okay. I gave this a 7 out of 10, and that's me being generous with it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that too.
This does kind of sort of leave the question though, is like what's gonna happen with Jacob, at this point, because I do want to see him do something. Uh, I don't know, feud with somebody else, but I don't know. I feel like we're gonna be stuck with this feud for until like the end of the year, unfortunately. Don't want it.
Honestly, I do. Yeah, I do agree with that. But at the same time, I kind of feel like what else are they gonna do? Like, who's gonna be on the U.S. title run? Because it
Don't
can't just be like just Jacob and
and I don't want LA Knight to go back on this run because I'm like I feel like we need something for him. We need him to do something else. Like go actual for an actual title. Maybe just go after Seth Rollins for him. I don't know, man. This is hard. This kind of feels like they're
and
now in purgatory when it comes to like at least MFT and Jacob. They're in sort of mid card purgatory right now.
I was like, fuck it.
This is I don't know. We'll see what happens on SmackDown later this week. But next match, Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles. Like I said, this had like probably the funniest build up out of it, and I'm not gonna lie, it was not a bad match. It's still a 7 out of 10, but this was entertaining at least.
Mm, I give it an 8 just because of the fucking like tribute they were paying like to Eddie.
The Eddie tributes were I don't blame you on that. I just think overall as a match, I think it was like, man, I feel like I wanted more, but this was still good. Like that's my reason for a 7. It's kind of like it's 7 but could improve to an 8 depending on how because the Eddie tributes were great. I will say my favorite spot obviously was the fake out with the chair on both sides.
No, like yeah, like I kind of like honestly do believe that. because again, it's like everything that they were doing, like the build, like again, the build up to it. What's funny, like fucking AG Styles with the like multiple like fucking jobs
Jobs,
as a janitor, as fucking
valet,
medic, valet, and everything.
and then him giving the cake to Dom. I think the still the funniest thing is his the like I'm watching you thing that he keeps doing. I think that was
True.
this fuck AJ is the fucking meme machine of WWE without even trying.
But again, it's it was a great, or it is a great match to be on. It was a great match to be honest.
Yeah,
And
I
then just
wouldn't.
for Dom, just to, like fucking like actually like putting in work.
Of course.
Well, when it came to it, and even his dedication, like with the mask, I think it was like what to his grandpa.
Yeah, to Rey Mysterio Senior. I think he's always
Yeah,
had that as like the tribute. The although he oh yeah, he always was wearing Rey Mysterio Junior mask, but yeah, that one was definitely Rey Mysterio Senior. But yeah, overall as a match was solid. You're giving it an 8. I'm giving it a 7, but it definitely could improve depending on how I look at the match.
I I just feel like it's because of the fucking ending. The ending, like how
He
he just
unzi-
busted a fucking, yeah,
he
he unzipped it
That
and
was
busted a
very
Eddie move.
clever. I was like, "Oh, that was a good idea." I was like, Dom really showing the Eddie Guerrero um antics, and I love that.
Yeah, because again, it's like, dude, it's like what 20 years since he fucking came out in SummerSlam,
Mhm.
and it's like, dude, why not fucking,
Why not add to it?
yeah, why not add to it? Why not just fucking,
Yeah.
why not just be like, oh yeah, like let's let's do something that people aren't gonna fucking predict, or people,
Mhm.
or if any tribute, like let's try to like do this and this, but let's do something where people like wouldn't think, oh, like it will come out again. And it was like something like what he did it during, like what, WrestleMania
What?
versus that when he was versus Kurt Angle,
Oh, the boot?
WrestleMania 20,
Yeah.
yeah, the
I think
boot.
he did it versus Kurt Angle.
No, no, but I'm saying it was at WrestleMania 20, right?
I think so. I haven't I'm not like 100% sure with my
I
WrestleManias now. At least around that time, I always get it mixed up. But yeah, I think it was like 20 when that happened.
Yeah, I think it was 20. But again, it's like, dude, like nobody would expect that to happen at fucking, especially at WrestleMania. Now fucking it happened again, but this time like in SummerSlam. It's like, I don't know, like uh, uh I just enjoyed it. And then fucking like nobody knew he fucking like unzipped his fucking
Boot until the
like
replay.
boot until a replay. I'm like, dude, that was better because he had like a zipper. Eddie fucking like untied his boot.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Eddie did have
yeah,
like
so
traditional like lace up boots versus like Dom, it's a zip up.
yeah. So again, it's like just just with the fucking like the incognito,
Of it.
and it just fucking happening like the way it did. I feel like that was perfect.
Yeah. Uh, but overall, it was solid. It was a good match. It was a good match. I cannot complain about it. And then, sorry, kind of like doing something right now.
That's fine.
No, I'll do it later. Uh, and then the main event of night two, probably the match of of SummerSlam. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes in a street fight for the undisputed WWE Championship. And the good thing is that we got old John back, like actual like passionate John Cena. Nah.
I honestly, again, I loved it. I had no problems with it. I just wish he would have retained the title.
Yeah, I definitely would have. I wouldn't be too mad if he retained it, but because like I think I picked Cody Rhodes because I was assuming that he was gonna turn heel, but I guess they're really. But then like as the match kept going on, I really started to change my opinion because or my opinion on the heel turn because I was like, there's not really too many marketable guys I have at the moment that isn't Cody or John. So this was a fun match. Just this was everything we wanted a street fight to be, and this was easily made up for WrestleMania this year.
Honestly, yeah, I think again, it's like for WrestleMania, it was because like the whole like concept of it, oh, ruin wrestling, like
Uh-huh.
how to ruin wrestling, just fucking not giving as like entertaining, not fucking doing like
No,
what everyone expects.
mm-hmm. Like this was like yeah, that match was like very just whatever. And then obviously the end was so fucking stupid because of, what we mentioned earlier, fucking Travis Scott. 6 minute fucking entrance and causing the effect of that match. Tragic. It was a tragic thing. Um
It was.
but still nonetheless, this match was definitely the makeup for it. Just right out the gate, I gave this match a 10 out of 10. This and was my match of SummerSlam. And I love the fact that they really were teasing the heel turn from Cody Rhodes.
Uh, I don't think they were.
But
I don't feel like it was a tease.
think about it. Remember how I kept saying Cody Rhodes kind of like was doing a
If
lot of
he
things that
has,
go on.
I kind of felt like it was like if he's being pushed to the limit, he's like he's gonna do whatever like he has to do just to keep like the title or try to like earn that title.
Mhm.
It's like not kind of like a heel, but it's kind of like going. It's like pushing your limits until like until you get what you want.
Mhm.
Again, I don't feel like it's a heel turn. I just feel like it's kind of like they're trying to make Cody like show that like if he's like he was like pushed down to the bottom and now like he's working his way up back to the top.
Mhm. Yeah, 100%. But it's like yeah, definitely like cuz Cody was really being like pushed to his fucking limits like just in general this match.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he unscrewed like that bottom turnbuckle and then quote unquote hit John with the steel. It was like the whole
Uh,
time I'm just like, dude, he's hitting him
yeah.
with the fucking pad, but like we have to again suspend your disbelief. This is just what wrestling is as a whole.
Yeah.
Um, and then I was actually surprised when the little trash can spot when they were like going into audience. I was like, man, missed opportunity to put the trash can on one of them and then do like a drop kick or something. Missed opportunity, but
Dude.
you know what?
Yeah.
I'll take the fact that John took a suplex spot onto the that like guardrail, and then fucking seeing John do come out of the that little trap door that Cody goes through. I was just like, man, this felt like a video game.
Dude, that was awesome. Not just that, but it's like uh how can I say it? The way that he did it, it was
With the lights and everything. That was really cool.
yeah.
Yeah, but Eventually, John, you know, takes 3 crossroads, and Cody
Dude,
does the
dude took more than fucking 3 crossroads,
well
but
at the
it's like
end took like 3 straight.
no, he took 3 straight and still kicked out.
Oh, that's right, he did.
I think after the fucking
The turnbuckle, right? I
the
think
turnbuckle, yeah, and then
Cody
I
does
think
the
after
salute.
the yeah,
And what's funny too, now that I think about it, or like when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's why he was cast as Guile for Street Fighter, because he actually, from a distance, you actually kind of could see Cody Rhodes be Guile. He just doesn't have the
uh,
big ass flat top that Guile has.
again, that's gonna be a fucking wig either way.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely gonna be a wig, but I want, like the more I looked at it, I was like, I could. He does like have the face for Guile, but I still would have picked somebody else to play Guile. But
Well,
over overall though, that was a solid. That was a fun street fight match. It was definitely that's definitely got to be on like a Summerslam like matches of all time. I don't know where I would list it, just because I have to look at all those matches, but it's definitely got to be up there within like top 25 at least.
again, it's I still wish he would have retained it just because it's like,
It's good guy
dude, just
John Cena again.
yeah, just keep it until fucking until the end of the year.
Yeah, I would have loved that too, but this is what it is. Because
But
realistically, he's only got what, like probably like 3 matches now at this point. Because we know he's gonna have the retirement match in December. I feel like he's gonna have something with in at least Survivor Series and maybe Clash in Paris. That's my
nah,
guess for matches specifically.
I feel like Clash in Paris, yes, because again, after all this, after everything ended, Brock Lesnar came back.
Yep, that motherfucker
So,
is back.
so my shit is fucking. There's gonna be something for either Clash in Paris or SummerSlam with John versus Brock, but there
SummerSlam
is
already
gonna
happened.
be like, but I feel like there is gonna be kind of like some sort of build up to it, and then at Clash, or he's gonna have a match in Clash of Paris, but who knows what's gonna happen though.
Yeah, that's true. Because John's dates are now like what? It's 13 at this point, or even less.
Nine,
Oh, it's
nine,
9.
nine, nine
Ooh,
left.
that's tough because realistically, like I said, I realistically see about 3 or 4 matches, but I'm leaning on 3 because Clash in Paris is a possibility because he is set for an appearance there. I would say Survivor Series, and then obviously the retirement match, which whoever that is, that would be
Yes,
crazy if it's Brock Lesnar that retires him because I'm like, that's basically national TV, which would be nuts.
but again, December. It's who knows if they're gonna do a PLE for it, or they're gonna do fucking
Saturday, yeah.
Saturday night
I
main
hope it's
event. Like
not a Saturday night's main event because that's way too big to be listed as that. A John Cena
uh,
retirement match. That's too fucking big.
that's true. I kind of feel like again, it could be.
It'll likely be an actual PLE.
Yeah. Oh no, you forgot about Crown Jewel, so it will be
Ooh,
probably
you're
4 matches.
right. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, so there is a possibility that there's 4.
Yeah, but again, I was waiting for him to retain the title until Crown Jewel, and
Mm,
then him winning that Crown Jewel, like
the crown, yeah.
yeah,
And
like that ring. Because imagine, like he has done everything. His fucking like he has a fucking Hall of Fame like career.
resume,
Like
yeah.
even if he didn't win the IC title, even if he
Yeah.
isn't a Grand Slam champion,
It's just kind of like
still fuck
it's just like adding a an accolade. in an already like Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, because like, dude, fucking when it comes to John Cena, dude, carried the fucking company for like 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
and
Even dropped down to the
like,
fucking mid card too, which is insane to think about as well.
yeah, like, dude, fucking like, dude, like on some WrestleManias he was mid card, but again he gave other people opportunities for fucking like main eventing. But again, it's like I feel like everything that he has done, like even if he was a mid card, like I felt like the matches he were in were fucking like kind of like main event when they weren't
Mm-hmm.
main event.
Yep.
Like the one where it was like him, Edge, and Big Show on the fucking triple threat for the
Heavyweight championship,
I don't
yeah.
know. Yeah, I don't know if it was WWE or more heavyweight, but again, and then him picking up like Big Show and Edge on top of Big Show, like dude,
I
like
mean,
I feel like
it's
that
just
moment,
showing his
everyone,
strength. Yeah.
yeah, but I feel like that moment, fucking, kind of like when people like rewatch it, people were like, "Fuck, why wasn't this a main event?"
I will. The only thing I will admit, unfortunately, about that, like this, like where I'm kind of against that match, is like that was the only opportunity we would have had John Cena versus Edge in like an actual like title match, like 1-on-1, and then they just inserted Big Show on that. That's the one.
But yeah,
That's the only thing I will say about that. Like we had the opportunity for John Cena versus Edge at WrestleMania, but it is what it is. You know, that was still a good. It's a pretty solid match nonetheless.
oh yeah, but
Um,
again, I think like when it came down to it, like Cena and Edge did have like a rivalry,
for the longest time.
like us, yeah, and then again, it was like him versus Edge during like that. Was it? Fuck, it was TLC back then, right?
Yeah, I think it was at TLC.
Yeah,
Um,
and then just fucking giving like the AA to fucking Edge to like what, two tables that was like
something
stacked
like
up.
yeah, like two tables, something like that. But
Again, it's
it was again
it is what it
at
is.
the end of the day, John. No matter what is getting into the Hall of Fame, I wouldn't be surprised if they just insert him into next year's Hall of Fame like immediately. Although I usually it's like a window, but I would make a special exception for him. Um, but I guess the big thing, obviously, we got to talk about the fact that Brock Lesnar is back. Now, anyone who has been living under a rock knows that he is in hot water for a particular case that WWE doesn't like to mention. But
I think he was in hot water.
yeah. So but supposedly they it seems like they're going to be working something out with that case, but I will still agree though it is kind of very awkward to have Brock Lesnar back, you know, unless he like comes out and straight up says, "Hey, I wasn't involved in any of this." Because this case is likely gonna, it might go into arbitration, and just like any other case, unfortunately, for something as big as that, I don't know. It is cool to see Brock back, you know, to at least be to have one last run with John, and likely retire at next year's SummerSlam since it's in Minnesota. But
Believe that.
yeah, I don't know. A part of me is like happy that Brock is back, but at the same time, it just feels weird that he's back.
Honest, yeah, it's because like, whoa, fuck. When was the last time he was back? It was like 2 years ago, wasn't it?
To
On
you
SummerSlam, where it was his last match with,
with
not
Cody,
last match, but
it was
it
like
was like
it
the
was his it was assuming that it was his last match with the WWE at SummerSlam.
yes. Yes.
And the fact that he got pushed, his returns got pushed back so much, and especially with that whole case. Like he was originally, what was it? He was originally going to be in 2024 Royal Rumble, but then that got canned because of the case.
No, I think it was. I think it was supposed to be in this year's Royal Rumble, but I think
Okay.
even that got canned too.
Yeah, but the only thing I can really say, like in terms of booking for Brock Lesnar, obviously he's definitely going to have a match with John. I think the only other matches realistically that he should have at this point going forward is probably Gunther at like a WrestleMania.
Oh, fucking Gunther is gonna get fucking destroyed by fucking
But I think Gunther is actually going to get manhandled, and that's going to be a big ass. You know what? That's a loss that Gunther can take because it'll still make him look. He can still say he went toe to toe with the Beast.
yeah, but I kind of feel like with Brock Lesnar back, I feel like him and Roman will go against Seth and Paul.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, I wouldn't be against it. And then
But
obviously
my shit,
their egos are going to be like really like, hey, I want to do that. No, I want to do that. Like that type shit.
yes, but my shit is, are they gonna have him on SmackDown or they're gonna have him on Raw?
Well, it's Brock Lesnar. He doesn't give a fuck. You got to remember that it's Brock Lesnar.
That's also true.
Because John is sort of the same way too, where he appears on any of the shows. So it's likely that they're gonna be whatever. I guess whenever they plan to bring Brock to like whatever any show, he's likely gonna be
Yeah,
following John no matter what. And it's likely that my guess right now is that Brock Lesnar faces John at that retirement match and he retires John. I just think it makes so much sense because I want to see John first take on uh I mean assuming Gunther is healthy by then, maybe he gets a match with Gunther because that would be fun to watch. AJ Styles because that was one of his best feuds. I can only pray The Rock ever comes back, but we know how he is.
honestly, yeah, and it's kind of like,
Too many missed opportunities, and The Rock being a fucking fraud.
yes, and then like, fucking, he was supposed to be in Vegas, didn't go to Vegas. It's like, dude, it's like,
I think it's just
if
safe to
you're,
assume
if,
it's just safe to assume he's not gonna do anything. Like, don't ever believe any of the rumors that he comes back.
like, honestly, if he comes back, he's coming back. But I feel like it's kind of like people are just disappointed in him because of fucking WrestleMania. WrestleMania, like, dude, you're part of this fucking storyline. You're nowhere. So they literally had to like flip everything around because of like what, a
He was
month's worth of work.
yes, something like that because he was filming a movie, and it's just like you motherfucker.
Yeah. Like even John fucking like opened up his schedule for this whole year for fucking to finish out fucking to do his retirement tour.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dude, a fucking, like, you couldn't just like what,
You couldn't do what John's
like,
doing right now. Like
yeah, it's like, okay, you're on the board of
directors.
TKO,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but I'm like, if John is doing this for the fans, like, I get it. You're like, oh yeah, most electrifying, the people's champion. You're not acting like the fucking people's champion.
Yeah,
Like, I
The Rock is
feel
doing
like,
everything but being the people's champion right now. Like
yeah,
like a reminder, what's crazy is that he has had only 3 appearances this year. The Netflix debut, NXT after, and then Elimination Chamber. That's been The Rock's appearances. It's fucking annoying, man.
I know.
But yeah, but I think it's just but like I said, it's safe to assume he's never going to come back. We shouldn't expect him at all at this point. Like realistically, John's last feuds are likely or at least last matches he should have is AJ Styles, Gunther, and Brock. I would say those are like I'm okay if those are his last 3 matches. I'm happy enough with it.
Four, cause you can't forget about Crown Jewel.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's gonna have a match at Crown Jewel. I just don't know against who though. You know what would be funny? Like I thought of this just because I think it would be fucking hilarious. Him versus Dom for the IC title.
Dude, I feel like yes,
Well, I
and
doubt it's
then
gonna happen. It would be funny though.
oh yeah, it would be funny. It would be great too.
Or he gets one last run with Seth. It,
Uh,
yeah, granted, stat padding. I will admit, kind of stat padding, but it would be funny. That's kind of just like I'm just throwing shit out just to go crazy. Like that's like pure fantasy booking.
oh yeah, definitely. But again, you gotta think about because he's on SmackDown, so he's doing everything with
Technically,
SmackDown.
yes.
Unless they change it like from SmackDown to Raw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's technically SmackDown. Like if we were to like list his brand, like what brand is he like technically on?
Yeah.
But I guess the only other thing that we should talk about is, I guess overall, how did you feel about the John Cena heel run as a whole?
Honestly, I felt they could have done it better. I felt like they were like missing some opportunities when it came to that. Because again, it's like, dude, fucking John Cena as a heel concept and everything was great, but they just didn't execute it like in the proper way.
I'm in the same boat as you. I don't. This was a. I will give it WWE this. An opportunity was made, but unfortunately, this is gonna get scrubbed, like scrubbed over. Outside of the only good thing to come out of this heel run though was the fact that he had some pretty good fucking matches with Randy and Punk, and that's it.
That and then also the fucking elimination chamber fucking
The Elimination Chamber turn was a pretty big thing, and then he had some.
yeah.
He had pretty good fucking promos though for being a heel. I'll give him that. But overall, like as a whole with this heel run, it was just it was whatever. It's not as good as we were hoping because it was clear like he's too. It's kind of like he's like the first like actual wrestler. Like it's kind of hard for him to be seen as a heel. We can boo him, but that's just because we boo him because he always wins. It's kind of like
Yeah.
always. It's like how sports fans always like boo greatness or like people who are really good. That's just how I view it personally. I think your mic was cutting off. Or
Oh no,
yeah.
I wasn't talking.
Oh, okay,
I wasn't
okay,
talking.
okay. I was like, I
I was
wasn't
just
sure.
but again, it's like I don't know. I feel like they had like good opportunity, good moments, or just have him,
Should have had
just
him.
have him like do stuff like you wouldn't want him to do stuff like kicking like some of the balls. Okay, yeah, but it
That's like
doesn't
average
really.
heel stuff.
Yeah, that's average heel. Like fucking do like better heel stuff. Like have him like basically like if Cody Rhodes like have him attack Cody Rhodes from the back and then tie him up and then hit him with a fucking kendo stick or with a
Like shit like
fucking
that.
lead
Like
pipe.
shit that should have like knowing John, like he should have. I then again, like I know the copium answer is gonna be he was trying to ruin wrestling. Yeah, he was boring as shit. Like unfortunately,
Yeah, but again, there's like multiple ways to fucking ruin wrestling instead of fucking being boring. Or he could have done what was the other thing? He could have done what fucking like what Undertaker did, like just when he tied up like Stone Cold Steve Austin like on
oh,
that
like
giant
doing like the cross thing.
yeah, then the cross thing. Like he could have done something like to Cody like that, like fucking tie him up like
Tie him up to
in
his like
something.
bus or something, and then just beat the shit out of him.
No, tying up to his bus and then just fucking spray painting like him
Yeah,
or
some
like some shit. Yeah, like fucking some good like fucking like heel shit.
yeah. Unfortunately, and it would be fucking funny because then people would say, "Oh, John is trying to be like The Rock" during that fucking the fucking final boss run.
Yes, but we wouldn't like do something where The Rock
Like,
did.
don't go like one for one. Like, kind of like change it
Yeah,
up.
that like go for like go over the top of it. Like have
Hmm.
him basically like on top of his bus and then like his hands up and been basically be like uh or not even on his bus, like on top of a like bus that's like leaving and you just see him like just hanging on like the bus while it's
Oh my
leaving.
god, that would that would have been so fucking funny. I would have liked that. Yeah.
Yeah, like come up with shit where it's like
It's
what.
it almost sounds comical, but it's like in a way it leads to John being like a kind of silly heel, but also being like, yeah, yeah, it's the best. It's the way John would be a heel, essentially. It is what it is. I would, unfortunately, this. I don't think a lot of people are gonna. A lot of people are gonna be like, oh yeah, he did have a heel run, and it's gonna be like probably like one of the lesser known facts about John, I guess. Still, nonetheless, I mean, at least an attempt was made. I'll give him that. An attempt was made, and that's a good thing. Um, Anything you want to close out on for our SummerSlam review, Kevin?
Like honestly, again with the whole like SummerSlam and everything, I I enjoyed it. Like there were some matches where again it would have been good just like for like SmackDown, or it would have been good if the title would have been changed at SummerSlam instead of like during like on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And then same thing, I feel like some should have like gone like someone shouldn't like some people should have gone the push instead of like just nothing
Like
like at
happening for
all.
them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm in kind of the same way where like there were there was a lot of like missed opportunities for like other wrestlers to be involved in this, and then on top of the fact that uh there was a lot of low points in SummerSlam. Like at least night one was the most notable of them. But as an overall package, it was not bad. I gave it it's a B rating for me, or 8 out of 10 for if you want to list it any other way. I enjoyed it for what it was, but I think that's gonna go. We're gonna conclude our off the top special. Before we go, depending on what happens, once this is uploaded, we are either gonna have a new off the top episode to cover for next week, essentially, because I will be gone for the weekend, and I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen next week since I will be just coming back from Iowa, and then I am going to be on full work mode from there. But only time will tell on that one. I will be sure to keep you guys updated on my Instagram at 0requiem14. Kevin, where can everyone find you?
Ultdemon on Instagram.
Yep, I will have his Instagram page linked in the description down below. Thank you guys for listening or watching if I choose to use gameplay, which I likely will. But, anyways, thank you guys for listening to this podcast. Like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Take care. Have a good night. Drive safe. Or a good day whenever you listen to this. Thanks, guys.